Hi, my name is Sagira Aisha, and thank you so much for joining us on the Brilliant Living Network. My guest today is success coach and clinically certified hypnotherapist, A.D. Roberts. A.D. is here to talk about his new book that everyone's talking about, Cracking the Abundance Code. A.D., let's start with the obvious. What is the Abundance Code? How did you come to crack it?
Well, I come from a school of thought where, quantum mechanics is real. And so when you understand the quantum field and how our thoughts create reality, how our thoughts, our words, our actions, our emotions, and understanding that and how it influences the quantum field, and out of the quantum field comes our reality. So knowing that energetically, if we shift the way that we think, the words that we speak, we can literally affect the quantum field and cause our reality to shift at the same time.
Okay, like a ripple effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that leads into my next question. You've helped people from all walks of life. We have professionals, athletes, even veterans unlock their inner power, per se. What patterns did you notice that led you to this book?
That's an excellent question. What I noticed, a few things. One, most people wrestle with past trauma. Most of us have had experiences that we're literally holding on to for decades. We're holding on to trauma from childhood. We're holding on to traumas from things that happened just yesterday, old relationships, old jobs, the memes that we acquired from our parents. So as a clinically certified hypnotherapist, I constantly am dealing with clients that are wrestling with the pains of the past. And those pains of the past are having a direct influence on their experience right now. So seeing a constant pattern over and over and over again of people wrestling with the pains of the past, it hit me one day that, in order for my clients to have a better experience, for them to become the best version of themselves, we have to address the trauma, untether from that old trauma. And then as we untether from that, clear that away, then we can start to build a new reality in the best version of them. So if that's the reality, that's what we're dealing with when it comes to just everyday stuff, whether it's trying to be more assertive, peak performance for an athlete, it had to be the same thing when it came to money. So if we want to change something about money, because I'm a student of manifestation and I've used it myself, but here's the thing. Most people are still holding on to that old trauma. But this time, as it pertains to abundance, it is about old financial trauma. And so looking at it from that perspective, it gave me this epiphany and really the crux of this entire book and this project.
Well, what makes Cracking the Abundance Code different from other books, manifestation books or other mindset changing books? What makes your book different?
What sets this apart from most of the books out there? Because listen, I'm a student of them. I have read them all of the greats, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Esther Hicks, The Secret, all those amazing bodies of work. And they're on my they're on my shelf in my library. But one of the things that I noticed that none of them really focused on was clearing the pathway so that all of the manifestation techniques, like the scripting, the meditation, the visualizations, the vision boards, that they never address the energetic field that we're holding on to, this matrix of lack, want, and scarcity. It's always go straight to the manifestation techniques, but never addressing the problem. It's like having a relationship that went bad. You had a terrible relationship, terrible marriage, you get a divorce, and then now you jump right into a new relationship. How's that going to work?
How is that going to work?
It's not going to work well at all. So in order for us to have some success in our new relationship, what do we have to do? We have to spend some time and we have to heal from the pains of the past.
You got to do some work first.
You got to do some work first.
Got to do some work first.
So what separates this book and this entire system from everything, every other program out there that I've seen, is that we spend a good bit of time discovering what those limiting beliefs are, what the challenges were, the old financial trauma, being able to identify them, then taking you through steps to eliminate and remove those limiting beliefs, the financial trauma, those scarcity mindset pieces. So that's what's so big about this, is we handle the emotional stuff that we're holding on that energetically blocks us from stepping into that space of abundance and wealth.
All right. So we're doing some work now. We're not
We
just
got to do
reading
some work.
it. We're not just reading about
Right.
it. We're doing it. Okay. I like that. So you talk about something called a wealthy identity. In the book, what is that? Like, why is it such the game changer?
Well, a wealthy identity is a part of that whole quantum mechanics. It's a part of understanding the quantum field. And inside of that quantum realm, you literally have different versions of yourself. You have every possible version of you: the wealthy you, the broke you, the happy you, the sad you, the healthy, the unhealthy, all of these different versions. And so what quantum mechanics says is that by virtue of our focus, where our focus goes, energy flows and manifestation soon follows. And by virtue of that, literally, we are collapsing time and space and focusing on the one timeline. So when I say the wealthy identity, you have to visualize and see yourself as that wealthy person. Like whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, what your life looks like: happy, healthy, wealthy, and abundant. See that. And the more you focus on that, the more you walk in it, the more you speak about it, the more you live it, the more you become it. Literally, you're collapsing all of the other possible timelines and making the one, the wealthy identity one, become the real one, the reality that you are living right now.
Okay. Well, I understand that. I would like to pop on my wealthy
Yeah.
identity.
We got to get you to pop
Okay.
it on. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I also wanted to know, let's see here. You mentioned how important it is to reprogram the subconscious.
Okay.
And when it comes to abundance, what does it actually look like? Like, how can someone begin to actually do that in their daily life?
Reprogramming the subconscious. Well, I'm a hypnotherapist.
Okay.
And so the whole key of the whole thing about hypnotherapy is tapping into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where we hold all of our fears, our past experiences. It's kind of like the database, so to speak. And 95% of who we are habitually, what we do every day, you wake up pretty much on the same side of the bed every day. The same foot hits the ground. If you're right-handed, it's more than likely you start brushing your teeth in the morning on the left side. So the things that make you are stored in the subconscious mind. So if your life is not looking like the life that you truly want, then well, what does that mean? If that means that the programming in your subconscious mind is running a program and it is creating an outcome. And if you're not happy with that outcome, you have to change the programming. So we tap into the subconscious mind using processes like hypnosis, affirmations, and some other modalities that I mentioned in the book. So if you go into the subconscious mind, you literally can reprogram your mind for success. And that's what I do every single day, no matter whether I'm working with a professional athlete, a C-suite executive, or a stay-at-home mom that's just trying to do better and to feel better. It's literally changing the programming, the code that is in the subconscious mind so that you can have a different outcome. And so if that's the case, it applies the same way when it comes to cracking the abundance code and putting you in a vibrational harmony with the wealthy version of yourself by laying the programming so that you'll think different, speak different, act different, walk different. And as long as it's aligned with what it is that you truly want. Now, I can't go in and just change you, and that's not what you want. But if it is exactly what you want to do and to be, and you just need that extra thing to boost that willpower, this is the perfect thing for you.
Well, speaking of reprogramming, many people often start to feel stuck in cycles.
Mm.
So they'll be stuck in these cycles of lack despite trying the affirmations, despite trying the visualizations. Why do you think that those traditional tools often fall short?
Well, it's not that they totally fall short. It's that those affirmations, they're working. The affirmations, the positive thinking, the visualization, all of that stuff is working. But just imagine it's sending out a signal. And that signal is going out to the universe and saying, hey, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. And you're saying these affirmations over and over again, right? But the problem is most of us still are holding on to those old memes, those old mindset things, the old financial trauma. So that financial trauma is still there. And what is it doing? It's sending out a signal too. So at the same time that you're scripting and you're writing all of this great stuff and you're meditating and you're doing all of the right things as far as your attempts to manifest something, but you're still radiating the same frequency over here when it comes to lack, want, and scarcity. So it's creating an interference pattern.
Mm.
And so when you create an interference pattern, it's like having two radio stations playing at the same time. What does it sound like? A bunch of noise.
Mm-hmm.
So to the universe, it's like it's getting mixed signals. It's getting a bunch of noise. So it is slowing down the process of you actually receiving it because your signal is not broadcasting clear. So with cracking the abundance code in the modalities that we use in the book and in the entire program, it is designed to remove and quiet the noise from those old things, the limiting beliefs and the fears, the doubts, and all of that, so that you can have a clear, focused signal to the universe to say, hey, this is what it is that we want to experience.
So, AD, you also mentioned quantum leaping in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And that does sound both exciting but a bit mysterious. So I'm wondering, what does that actually mean in like practical terms?
Practical terms is, people talk about you got to walk it, you have to be it. In order to become something, you must first be something. You must be the thing. And I am a strong believer that an apple tree came from an apple seed. And so you have to be that thing in order for you to become it. And so after we do the work to heal and all of that, the opportunity for you to create and reinvent yourself is there clearly, because if we just follow quantum mechanics, our thoughts, our words, and our actions, our emotions, our feelings, all of those things help to influence the quantum field and change our reality. And how that changes our reality, it is from two perspectives. One is internally we start thinking different, we start feeling different, we start acting different. And when we think different, act different, live different, guess what happens externally? The world starts to respond differently. So as the world is responding differently, new opportunities are presenting themselves. Contracts are coming. All types of things are starting to be drawn into your field energetically because you are vibrating at that frequency. And so if you're vibrating at the frequency of wealth and abundance, what do you think you're creating in the quantum field? You're calling out of the quantum field that wealth, that prosperity, all of the opportunities. And that is exactly what quantum leaping means. You're collapsing all other fields of all other timelines, all other possibilities into the one, and quantum leaping into that version.
Well, I will double that excitement. That sounds exciting.
No, it is. It really is exciting because it literally, I've seen in just a matter of weeks, I've had clients that came to me and they were struggling. I mean, they were really going through really bad times financially. And we just did the work. We did the work. We worked on their subconscious mind. I created full programs for them, and we released that scarcity mindset. And literally in a matter of weeks, they started to attract new contracts in their business. And the whole landscape of their life changed for the better.
Oh, wow. Well, cheers to that.
Absolutely.
All right. So next, we're gonna ask you here, what kind of transformations then have your actual clients experienced using the
That was
principles
perfect.
of cracking the abundance code?
That was a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she is one of my female clients. She's an executive, and for a period of time, she was without good contracts. She did business with the federal government and some private sector stuff too. So big time corporate, like she's made millions and millions of dollars, but she hit that spot where things, it just kind of seemed to dry up. So with that being the reality that she was experiencing at the time when she came to me, I created a regimen, and some of the same protocols that I use in cracking the abundance code, I use with her. And so when I work with clients one-on-one, yes, it's specialized, it's attuned, it's custom specifically to them and their situation. I don't have like a cookie cutter program for them. But at the same token, the principles are the same. So with her, again, we changed the way she saw herself. We changed her, we helped to eliminate some of those limiting beliefs and made her more assertive, more aggressive, believing more in her ability to attract those contracts. And literally within a matter of a few weeks, she landed some really, 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 really big contracts. And it changed the entire landscape of her life.
So you talk a lot about self-image. You talk about the subconscious beliefs. How do those actually play into someone's ability to attract wealth?
You attract everything by your self-image. How you see yourself, because remember, where your focus goes, energy flows and manifestation soon follows. Now that's like the real ticket. Where your focus goes,
energy flows.
And what? Manifestation soon follows. See, look, you got it down. You got it down. So if that is the formula, where your focus goes, energy flows, manifestation soon follows. You literally are shaping your reality by virtue of that focus when it comes to quantum leaping, focusing on that image of yourself. So how you see yourself literally is the lens, the filter that you look at the world through. And so if you see yourself as not having, if you see yourself from a scarcity kind of mindset and that you're just kind of trying to make something happen and you're just kind of doing the best that you can, and that's how you see yourself, as doing the best that you can and just trying to figure life out, then guess what? The universe is going to give you opportunities to keep figuring it out over and over again. But the moment you shift how you see yourself and say, I am that superstar. I am that guy. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. It comes out of the sky. It falls down like rain. Whatever it is, how you see yourself, that lens. Wayne Dyer would always say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that is not just a euphemism. It is actually supported by quantum mechanics. This is something called the split test. I'm not going to go into all of the details about the split test, but what it does is it turns your focus, literally turns a wave into a particle. And our universe, our experience in this third dimensional reality is based upon those tiny little particles called atoms. And that's the fundamental, the rudimentary element of our experience here. So that image that you have of yourself, it is going to define everything in your reality. How you see yourself is how your bank account is going to look. I have something I like to talk about, a financial thermostat. We all have one. So like when you look in your bank account and you might see, if you see $150,000, how would you feel?
It's hot. Let's go outside.
You feel good. You ready to get some stamps and a passport. You ready to do all that. No, exactly. Now, what do you think would happen if somebody like Bill Gates looked in their bank account and saw $150,000?
They'll say they probably gotta go to work.
They might go to work. More than that, they probably trying to kill themselves or shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So Wealthy and prosperous people, people who have a lot of money, their financial thermostat is set. It's a little different. So if I look at my bank account and I see a certain number, I might like, okay, I'm good. Or if it falls below a certain amount, I, feel not so great.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being the reality, how you see yourself, your self-image, your focus, all of those things, that identity, your financial thermostat, all of those things are systemic of that self-image. And if it is not creating the opportunities and attracting the wealth and abundance and all of the stuff that you truly want, then you have to change the programming. And that's what this system is about.
All right, AD. So before we wrap up, please, if you could only tell one truth to our viewers about abundance and how it could change their life, what would it be?
Abundance is not how I see abundance. It's not how the world sees abundance. Abundance is how you see it. What makes you happy? Because see, abundance is more than just money. Money is fine. Money is like right up there next to air. But abundance is having healthy relationships, a love-filled home. It's having good friends. It's having opportunities that continually pour into your life. So abundance is having good health. If your life can be abundant, then make it be abundant on your terms and what that means. Not by what the world tells you you should have or what you should drive or what you should do. Because everybody's not interested in riding around in a Bentley or Rolls Royce. Those are nice cars. I love them. But you may be happy riding in your Toyota Camry and having a bank account that's pretty big at the same time. So be abundant the way you see it. And whatever it is that makes you happy and genuinely you, authentically you, if you had a magic wand and you can just kind of say, poof, this is me. That's abundance.
All right. Well, thank you so much, AD. And thank you all again for joining us at the Brilliant Living Network. AD, please, before you leave, let us all know, where can we find this?
Okay.
Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me. There are a couple of sites. But specifically for this program, you can just go to crackingtheabundancecode.com. That's crackingtheabundancecode.com. And we can probably just put that on the screen, I guess. And then if you want to reach me as a practitioner, you can go to the oasismindspa.com, theoasismindspa.com. And the book is everywhere. You can go to the website to get the book. The book is on Amazon, it's on Kindle. It's on all of the popular outlets that you're accustomed to grabbing stuff from. So, yeah.
All right. Well, you've heard it here, you guys. No excuse to go find that abundance. And thank you so much again, AD.
Thank you.
Thank you.